Now, your health, your safety. This is ABC7 News.
Good afternoon and hello, everybody. I'm Dion Lim in for Kristen Z today, and welcome to our daily special called Getting Answers. This is where we are asking experts your questions every day at 3 o'clock to get answers for you in real time. So today we are so excited to talk with personal finance expert Suze Orman. You can ask her anything. Our questions are open at our Facebook live stream, also on YouTube Live, or you can check out our Instagram stories. Now, for all of you who don't know, Suze Orman is known as America's most recognized personal finance expert, a #1 New York Times best-selling author, and the host of Women and Money podcast. Suze, welcome to the show. You and I chatted a little bit beforehand. It has been more than 10 years since we last spoke. America was going through a recession then, a little bit of an economic downturn, and once again, we are in some financial crisis. So it's so good to have you here.
Thank you, my friend. Good to see you again.
Yeah. You know, let's start right away getting into these questions because we have so many coming to us on Facebook. Travis is asking, is it better to invest in the market now or maybe hold on to those stocks for the long haul? Because this is a guy who isn't planning on retiring until 2050. It seems like there's a lot of time. Or, you know, is there more money to be made trading options in the current economic climate? What do you think?
Well, Travis, let me just say this, is that you better know what you're doing if you're trading options, because trading options is the most speculative thing, especially buying puts or calls, which are options, that you could possibly do. If I were you, just keep your life simple. You should be, if you have stocks currently, please hold on to them. You have more than 5 years till you need the money. So for all of you listening right now, if you have 5, 10, 15 years or longer, this is the time to be dollar cost averaging into the market, take money every single month and buy something. Look how great these markets have done. They're already down, you know, they're up from their lows. They're going to be okay years from now.
Well, before we get to the next question, what about buying certain stocks? Do you have any recommendations? I'm sure you get this question all the time.
You know, I do have recommendations, but here's the problem. All the stocks that I would want you to buy, I've already bought. So I can't really want to I can't tell you to buy them because then it will push it up and blah, blah, blah. But here's what I would tell you. There are fabulous stocks out there right now. And if you don't have enough money to buy at least 24 stocks, because you need diversification, get an exchange traded fund, do biotech funds, do anything you can, but just keep in this market. If you need your money, however, within the next year or so, now that the markets are up, I would be coming out of the market here because we'll probably see up, back, up, back, up, back. So you need time for this to work itself out.
Not to mention a little bit of, oh, I don't know, mental fortitude, so you don't feel like you need to jump off a cliff. You know, before we get to our next question from Danny, something that I don't know if our viewers knew, but certainly didn't know, you are actually a hometown girl from right here in the Bay Area.
You betcha. It's like, you know, I started my career, and that's why I was laughing at Travis. I used to be until the age of 30, which was many years ago now, almost 39 years ago, believe it or not. I was a waitress at the Buttercup Bakery in Berkeley, California. And then I lived in San Francisco, and forever I was, you know, I was a California resident, and I love it there so much. So I lost just to make a quick story, the people I've been waiting on gave me money to open up my own restaurant, and the financial advisor lost all of it trading options. Just saying, Travis.
Wow. Could you imagine if that was how your future shaped up? How crazy is that?
Right. But that's why I'm a financial advisor today, because I thought, oh, I can be a broker. They just make you broker. No big deal.
Oh, I love that saying. Hey, by the way, everybody, Suze is actually joining us from her home in the Bahamas. So clearly her financial expertise has come into play in her own life. Okay, so let's get to Danny now, because Danny on Facebook asks this question: should I take some money out from my retirement investment due to coronavirus? I think this is something that a lot of people are going through right now.
Yeah, Danny, it all depends how old you are. If you have 5 years or longer till you need this money, and assuming that you're invested in good quality stocks, exchange traded funds, or mutual funds, no, just keep, if you can, investing every single month and leave the money there. If your money is invested in bond funds, however, That I would be very careful of at this point in time.
Okay, and then from our next viewer, something that I think you will want to touch upon, Susie, because something with the IRS has happened in recent days that pertains to this question from Howard. What is the best way to use your stimulus money? Well, forget about that. How, first off, do you get it?
Yeah, the thing that you have to know right now is that they have started sending out stimulus checks. And it will be done on a first come, kind of first served basis if you have filed your 2018 and 2019 and you have direct deposit tax returns. You probably will have already gotten it. Then comes Social Security. Then for those of you who do not have direct deposit listed with the IRS, you might not get yours for another 5 months, depending on your income. So all of you need to go to irs.gov. And you will find right there, this is new as of yesterday, a little segment called Get My Payment. It will tell you when you're going to get it, was it mailed to you, was it not, whatever. And if you want to put in direct deposit information, do it so you can get it right away. And if you need to change an address or something, that's where you do it.
All right, once again, that is irs.gov. Some great advice there. I do want to remind everybody that we are also streaming live on Facebook. And if you are on Facebook, let us know where you're coming from. I know these questions are coming in fast and furious. Before we head to the break, Susie, this coming in from Amanda, it sounds kind of general, but is it a good time to buy a house? I have a number of real estate friends who say it's always a good time to buy in the Bay Area. But what's your take on it, especially since you are very familiar with our area?
Yeah, I personally, I'm so sorry, real estate agents right now. I personally wouldn't be buying a house at this point in time. And that is because many, many people are going to have to claim bankruptcy. Many people will be losing their homes because they're not going to be getting their jobs back. Many people will be in default on their mortgages. All of that could cause much of the real estate to go down. Not in a hurry. Real estate's not going anywhere, but I would not be making a major purchase at this point in time.
Does that also apply to buying a new vehicle then?
Oh, you betcha it does. You know, the automobile industry, they're down 25% in sales this month alone. So they're going to have a lot of inventory. They're going to have many people that will be defaulting on their car loans. So very shortly here, you'll be able to pick up possibly a new car for you, but one that's used. Because the truth of the matter is you should never be buying a brand new car anyway. Such a waste of money. Buy a car that's new for you, that's 2 or 3 years old, but never finance a car for more than 3 years, because otherwise you are just wasting money.
I remember you gave that advice back in the day also, so nothing has changed on that end. But what about all of these incentives? I've seen so many car commercials where they'll pay your monthly payment for 6 months, or if you lose your job, God forbid, they'll also take care of you. Even so, you say, do not buy a new car.
No, because, you know, 6 months can come and go. And so what if you buy a new car or you take advantage of that? And here we are 6 months into this, and then maybe the virus comes back next year. Maybe you lose your job then. Maybe you get sick. Maybe you get in a car accident. Maybe you don't have a lot of money in savings. Listen, if you're flush right now and you have more than enough money, you don't care if you go back to work, or you don't care if you get sick. You have years of an emergency fund. You have money in retirement accounts. You have stocks. You have everything. And you don't have any credit card debt, and you want to buy a new car, okay, buy a new car right now and take advantage of that. But that's not what the situation is for most people.
All right, we are taking a break on air, but remember, the show is not stopping on our live streams. We do want to welcome you to Facebook Live or YouTube Live or abc7news.com. We will keep the questions going, and don't forget to let us know where you are tuning in from and making to share that post. We'll be right back on TV. All right, looks like we are in break. I want to give a shout out to everyone on Facebook right now. David, who's tuning in, Sheila from Fair Oaks, California, Luana Perry. Also, I think we have someone tuning in from Fairbanks, Alaska, if I am reading this correctly. So hello to all of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Susie, can I ask you this question now that we just got this about a minute ago from David? I'm nearly 60 and may only work about 5 more years. Is investing in my 401k pre-tax better than the Roth plan?
No, and it all depends, David. It depends right now. Many 401k plans are actually stopping the employer match. So if your employer doesn't match, or if they do match, only contribute in the 401k, and hopefully they have a Roth 401k for you to invest in. Only contribute up to the point of the match, then stop. If they don't match, you are 10 times better off in a Roth IRA than you are in a 401k any day, hands down.
All right, we have 1 minute left in break. Real quickly from Cheryl, this question: going to the IRS to check my payment, there is a message many get that do not allow you to go on and put in bank information. They have a note in there that if you get Social Security, veterans, etc., your information will not be on the website. San Carlos, California. Not sure quite what this question is.
The truth of the matter is, if you get a Social Security check, chances are they are depositing it directly into your account right now or on a debit card, because that was required of Social Security.
Oh, we're coming back on air. Here we go.
Security,
Thank you for staying with us, everybody. We are back with America's most recognized personal finance expert, Suze Orman. She is also the author of her best-selling book, The Ultimate Retirement Guide for 50 Plus. Just now in the commercial break, we've been taking your questions coming to us on Facebook Live on ABC7 News. Susie, let's get to this next question. Hugh saying that the IRS has changed some of the laws regarding inherited IRAs. Maybe you can touch a little bit more on that.
Yeah, they did. This doesn't have anything to do with COVID. On December 20th of 2019, the IRS passed something called the Secure Act, and it changed inherited IRAs, not for a spouse, but for anybody else, where the maximum you have to withdraw the money from an inherited IRA is 10 years. It used to be you could do a stretch account based on your age. Now you have a maximum of 10 years for which you can withdraw it. That's all you need to know.
Okay, and we touched upon real estate a little bit in our first block, but here's another question coming into us from social media. Looking to invest in commercial real estate, should I wait, and for how long? I presume this is similar to investing in a home or residential one as well.
You know, listen, it all depends on your circumstance and the deal that you can make. And do you have the working capital behind you? Because one lesson that all landlords right now are learning, whether it's residential or commercial, is your tenants don't have the money to pay you your rent. So if you need somebody's rent in order to pay your mortgage payment, you better think twice about anything when it comes to real estate at this point in time.
I see. You may be okay with your situation financially, but who knows about your tenants? That's a whole other story. I got you.
That's right.
All right. Richard, by the way, says, I love Suze Orman. Our next comment coming from Doris on Facebook. She wants to ask, do you still think you should delay Social Security till you are 70? Do you think the administration will use the funds as a way of paying other expenses?
Yeah, listen, you'll get your Social Security. I would absolutely tell you, by all means, if you can, delay Social Security till 70. Do you know that the difference between taking Social Security at 62 and 70, it's a 76% increase. It is a lot of money, everybody. And actuarially speaking, you're going to live, if you're healthy, into your 90s, possibly 100. So it's worth the wait. At minimum, only take Social Security at your full Social Security age. Never, ever, ever take it at 62.
Okay, and this coming in right now that I want to share as well. Luana wants to know about SBA Paycheck Protection Selection. Seems like a lot of folks, small businesses, not getting funded. As you very well know, San Francisco, full of small businesses, as is the Bay Area. This question comes up a lot.
Yeah, this is very sad. The $349 billion that was allocated really was swept up And many of the companies that got the money actually didn't need the money, but they decided, well, why not take it anyway? And they were already in business and they were able to qualify for it, believe it or not. So a lot of little businesses really got closed out. Hopefully Congress will go back and reallocate more funds to it, but be very careful with these loans, everybody, because remember, they're only made to carry you for 2 months. If it can't carry you and be okay for more than that, so if let's say you have a business and you're not going to be back in business in 2 months, you could be very sad that you even took out that loan to begin with, because then you're going to owe it and have to pay it back plus interest.
Oh, doubly a problem for these small businesses.
Yes,
We're hurting
possibly.
already. All right, Corinne writing in now to say, if a person has 3 401ks, should they roll into one, or is it okay to leave them where they are?
Listen, you can leave them where they are, but if you have 3 401ks, it's probably from 3 previous employers. Why leave them there? 401ks only offer you mutual funds and possibly your company stock. Why not do an IRA rollover into one account at a discount brokerage firm, open up one IRA rollover that allows you to buy individual stocks for no commissions, T-bills, anything that you want for diversification. That's what I would be doing in most cases if I were you.
Okay, we have about a minute left before break and lots of questions coming in about 401ks. Tammy is asking, my employer does not match. I am furloughed now, but when I return, should I still invest in a 401k?
No, what you should be doing, depending on your income, is opening up an individual Roth IRA, a Roth IRA. Roth IRAs, any money that you originally put in, you can take out anytime you want without taxes or penalties. Are you kidding me? Regardless of your age and how long the money has been in there. And then as time goes on, later on in life, you can take it out all tax-free. So unless your employer is offering a Roth 401k and matching, I would not be there. I would do my own individual account.
Okay, before we head to break, we are live for the half hour with personal finance expert Suze Orman. We are also streaming live on Facebook at ABC7 News' Facebook page. And if you are joining us there, please be sure to get your questions in. Also, let us know where you are tuning in from. Let's see if we can get one last question in before we get to break. Are we supposed to get the stimulus check or just the people that filed taxes? I know you touched upon this a little bit earlier, but we continue to get these types of questions, Suze.
Yeah. If you didn't file 2018 or 2019 taxes, chances are you're not going to get the stimulus check unless you're on Social Security or SSI. So you want to think about this because they're going to look at that. And there are people who make under $12,000 a year until you didn't file a tax return. That's when you go on to irs.gov and check my payment and put in your information so that they can send you that stimulus check if you qualify for it.
Good to just hammer home that website. All right, we are taking a break on air, but you can join us anytime with our live stream to get extended content. We'll keep those questions going. Stay with us. We'll be right back. All right, we are in break. Suze, is there anything that you would like us to veer toward? I know that you have a long list, and I want to make sure we get to it.
Well, I love my book, right? A lot, and it's really helping people. However, I don't really want people to spend money right now on things. So if they go to SuzeOrmanAudio.com, they can download a free copy of the Suze Orman audio book, of that book, which is 12 hours and 30 minutes. And people should do that because a lot of people who are watching, I know, are 50 and older because of the questions we got. It would really, really help them if they did that.
Wow, that is so generous and worth repeating once we get back on air. Suze, I think that's really tremendous, especially because if it's 12 hours, I know it's a big undertaking to record that audiobook. So great. And then, let's get to some questions on Facebook because I know there are so many of you who are, chiming in and it's hard for me to keep up, but bear with me here. Let me know where you are tuning in from and we'll try and get to as many questions as we can. We have Susan says you are awesome. Monique says she just bought your book, so you have a lot of fans tuning in. Here we go. Robin Johnson wants to know, I'm retired and my money is with a brokerage. Should I leave it there or put it somewhere else? We have about 20 seconds.
Robin, there's no way I can answer that because I don't know what you're invested in. This is where you're going to have to trust your gut. Has he done well for you, or has she done well for you or not? Have they been communicating with you? You know, tune into my Women in Money podcast, and I give advice on this all the time, and you'll start to know who's benefit your financial advisor is investing for.
I'll make sure to note that in our Facebook comments. Okay, here we go. A couple seconds left. We're going to go back on the air. We are back now with personal finance expert Suze Orman. She also has a podcast, Women and Money. She is back with us once again, answering your questions. Before we get to those, Suze, you and I talked in the break about something that I think will help a lot of folks, and it has to do with your book. Give everybody an idea of what you're doing for them.
Yeah, you know, the book came out February 25th, and it's called The Ultimate Retirement Guide, Winning Strategies to Make Your Money Last a Lifetime. And the information in this book could really, really help you if you're 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 years of age or older. But I don't want you going out right now and spending money, especially if you don't have money. So because I'm from San Francisco, California, from my heart to yours, if you go on to Suze Orman, S-U-Z-E Orman, O-R-M-A-N, SuzeOrman.com/audio, right? Oh, sorry, Suze Orman Audio, right? .com, right? Or Suze Orman Audio, got that, everybody.com. You can download the audio version of that book, 12 hours and 30 minutes. I tell stories, don't tell anybody, but it's actually better than the book because I go off script and it's a lot of fun. So between you and me, go there, you'll have 30 days and you can stream it and listen to it.
That sounds free. Like a great resource to have.
Right?
Great. We'll make sure we post that at the Facebook page and also at abc7news.com. I'm sure lots of entertainment there as well. And we also have a graphic that we've put on the bottom of our screen, so you can check it out and head to that website. All right, back to the questions. We have a couple minutes now. Sarah asking, is it a good time to refinance? We bought 1 year ago. Lots of people wanting to know about this as well, Suze.
All right, so here are the rules for refinancing, everybody. If you have at least 1% under what your original mortgage was, fine. I don't have a problem with that as long as you decrease the length of the current amount of time remaining on your mortgage. The biggest mistake you're going to make is you have a mortgage for 30 years. You've been in it maybe more than 1 year. Now maybe you've been in it for 4 years or 5 years, and you refinance back to 30 years. Even if you were in it for 1 year, what a mistake to go back to 30 years. Why? You know, that's a waste of money. So if you still owe, let's say, for the next 28 years, do a 25-year mortgage or a 15-year mortgage. So, and also make sure that you're going to stay in the house long enough with the savings to recoup whatever closing costs you will have to spend to refinance that mortgage.
Wow, some sound advice. I'm actually getting these same questions on Facebook as we speak, so I'm glad we got to that. Hey, we have 1 minute left. Suze, I know you sent a laundry list of things that you feel are very important for our audience to know. Do you want to touch upon some of those right now?
Yeah, just a few. It really concerns me that a lot of you who have lost your jobs have also lost your health insurance. This is no time, people, to be without health insurance. So for those of you who don't have health insurance, please go to healthcare.gov or healthcare.org. It's both, but you can find healthcare.gov is where you really want to go, everyone. And you can apply for Obamacare. And Obamacare is open to you right now if you've lost your jobs. It's not open for anybody else. So take advantage of it, because maybe if you don't have a lot of money, you qualify for a subsidy, but it's something that you really should all be looking into.
All right, some more sound advice from Suze. You can find Suze Orman at SuzeOrman.com. Also, her podcast, she mentioned, Women and Money. We'll have that information at the bottom of your screen. And we'll also squeeze a few more minutes out of Suze from our live streams, ABC7 News on Facebook. And when we are back on TV, an explanation of contact tracing and why it's so important. Stay with us. Okay, and we are in break. Suze. All right. We have a final couple minutes. I know you had some other talking points that you wanted to get to.
It's all right. Go to your questions.
Are you sure? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. If you owe the IRS, will you still get stimulus money? This is coming from Gabby.
Yes, you will. Right. So if even if you're on a payment plan with them, they're not going to seize your stimulus check. So don't worry about it.
Okay, nice peace of mind there. Let's see let's see, Oh, if you didn't file your 2018 and 19 taxes and have now sent them in, will you eventually get your check?
Yeah, probably they'll process it right away. If you did 2018 taxes, they may base it off of that. So you should be getting it, especially if you put in direct payment, where they should send it to. Direct payment is key, because if they have to write a written check to you, it's going to be a while till you get it, possibly.
All right, Suze, always a pleasure. I love your energy. I love your advice. Thank you so much for joining us. I think that's all the time we have.
All right, sweetheart. Good to see you again.
Thank you. Cheers. Safe.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay, so for all of you guys who are joining me right now on Facebook, we just have a little bit left in our show on air, so hopefully you switch over or are already there as we speak. We're still going to take some of your questions as well, but some things to note from Suze. What a great conversation is that she's offering her audiobook version of her best-selling book for free at her website, and we have that on your screen, or we're going to be putting it on Facebook as well. And then also she has her podcast, which I believe is also free, so a lot of resources for you to have. So I thought that was very special. It's always a pleasure speaking with her because she's always very blunt. Oh, here we go. And we are back for our last segment of our special 3 p.m. newscast. We want to bring you more content now on this platform at 3 o'clock, as we do every day. And that means we get more from our special correspondent, Dr. Alok Patel. Here's part of our coronavirus team of experts. And every day, he's going to talk directly to you in a segment we are calling Doctor's Note.
Contact tracing sounds like a phrase you'd hear in a spy movie, but actually, it's a really important public health tool. It's all about identifying and isolating new infections in order to prevent its spread. I'm Dr. Alok Patel, and I'm going to explain it on today's Doctor's Note. Now, contact tracing is usually done in 3 parts. Part 1 is identification. Let's say somebody tests positive for COVID-19. Public health officials are going to reach out to this person and try to make a list of everyone they may have exposed. This is including family members, friends, people they work with, or anyone they may have come in contact with in the public, such as at an airport or a doctor's office. Part 2 is then reaching out. Everybody on this contact list is told they may have been exposed, and they're given really important medical guidance, information about how to monitor symptoms, and they're told the importance of self-isolation. Part 3 is then reaching back out to everyone to try to identify any new cases. If we can effectively trace all positive coronavirus cases and exposures, we'll know who needs to self-isolate, and we can contain the spread. This is critically important when we talk about reopening society. Now, naturally, aggressive, widespread contact tracing is really labor-intensive, and we're going to need thousands of people to investigate cases and make all the outreach. There's hope that software can help us, such as one which can send automated texts to people on a contact list. But in the end, it'll be the people working as contact tracers who are going to make the difference. Because it's not simply reaching out and giving people medical information, it's also about building trust, being empathetic, and reminding everyone infected and exposed that we're in this together.
Can't say that enough. We are in this together. Well, finally this afternoon, earlier this week, we talked to Burlingame police officer Steve Vega. He talked to us live on this show in uniform from his squad car. He fully recovered from COVID-19 and was going to donate plasma to the Stanford Blood Center as part of a potential new treatment for patients battling the disease. Now, we received an update from Officer Vega. Here he is giving blood. He says he wants to thank everyone for their overwhelming support. And if anyone has recovered from the virus, he says, please donate your plasma at the Stanford Blood Center or the American Red Cross. He goes on to add, we are all in this together, and you can make a difference in someone's life who is suffering from this virus. Such wonderful words to hear during these unprecedented times. And with that, we thank you so much for joining us on this new interactive show, Getting Answers. Don't forget, we are here every single day at 3 o'clock, not only on air, but also live streaming your questions on Facebook Live. You can also join in on YouTube Live, abc7news.com, and our app. We have been taking all of your questions today for Suze Orman, and I have to say, I'm really impressed with the quality of questions that we were getting. She was very pleased to be here for the half hour and to answer as many as she could. Don't forget all the resources at our website. World News Tonight is coming at you next. We'll see you right back here for the news at 4. Okay, and we are done on air. Thank you guys so much. And a quick reminder, please share this post so your friends can check it out, especially if you had your question answered. Also, make sure to follow me. I am also on Facebook at Dion Lim TV. That is the best way to reach me if you have any further questions or have any story ideas. I'm also